I want to deal a little bit with last week's biblical question. Which is most important to you? How people treat you or how you treat them? That is such a profound, like all of the biblical questions, to be honest with you, a deep question, and it's for self examination. Know thyself. The one thing I can guarantee you, I'm not making it happen, but I can tell you it will happen. When you, male or female, whatever color, however poor, however talented or no talent you are, if you get to know yourself, you will find perfect peace. It is mind blowing. But you got to get to know yourself. And if you don't, that's up to you. You're totally welcome to stay in an illusion of self and be miserable for the rest of your life and call it natural by saying, well, nobody had perfect peace. You could stay in your hell or you can live in heaven right here on earth. Perfect peace. But you got to know yourself. And so these biblical questions are set up for those. And there are a whole bunch of people who want to know themselves, to understand. So the biblical questions are set up for this, as well as the weekly assignments from the fellowship. Fellowship yesterday, other than more than wonderful, more than miraculous, more than amazing, more than the mind can conceive or the eyes can see, was mind-blowing. More than miraculous, more than amazing, more than the eyes can see. It was amazing. So last week, biblical question, which is most important to you, how people treat you or how you treat them? And the normal way to be. But you can stay in your abnormal state, really. It's to not be concerned one iota of how people treat you. There should not be one thought about how people treat you. Who are you and what's wrong with you that you need to set up an idea or create an idea of how someone should treat you? What's wrong with you? Why do you need to be treated a certain way? Is it to feel good, to feel important, to feel loved, to feel hated, or what? Why are you so insecure that you take one iota of a thought about how someone treat you? You shouldn't even think about that. And if you do, it means something is wrong with you. Unless you're now working on yourself and you realize you've been concerned about how others treat you, and it's been a problem in your life. Because you should not have any expectation of how someone treat you. And I'm not talking about physical. They shouldn't be able to attack you in a physical way and things like that. I'm not talking about that. This is spiritual. Psychological, emotional, spiritual. You shouldn't think about that at all. What's wrong with you? And just thinking about this. If you think about how someone treat you, that means you're evil. And you care about how evil people treat you. Human nature is evil. And it's never going to treat you right. And when you say treat you, how you're concerned about how they treat you, who are you talking about? Treat you whom? Your false self? Your ego self? Being involved with your ego, calling your ego you want to be treated a certain way. Respect my character. Respect my whatever. Respect my adulthood. respect this and respect that. What's wrong with you? There is no you to be treated any way by the world. Really. As we discussed yesterday in the fellowship, and you should definitely check it out if you want. Let the world treat the false self any kind of way it wants. Let it treat the false self any kind of way. And if you really are overcoming the false self, you're not going to be bothered by it because you know it's not happening to you. And the pain you feel, the worry you feel, the false self you're trying to protect, you come to know that that's not me. What am I concerned about? It's like staring at a house that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And the only reason you have this false self because when you were a kid, when I was a kid, when everybody and their mama or their mother were kids, you were innocent. You were like, you had your own identity, which came from God. But then being subject to the world, your parents and others start to teach you, oh, your daddy is a Republican. Your granddaddy was a Democrat. Your mama was educated. You should be educated. You should be a Democrat. You should be married with children. You should not be married with children. And you start being vulnerable to that. You start to identify, you need to be rich, you need to be poor, you need to be black, you need to be white, you start to identify with those things because you're vulnerable and you became subject to it. So you start to take on those identities and then you start to confirm them in yourself. I'm a police officer, I'm a fireman, I'm a this, and I'm a that. I'm a child of God. You hear people say they're children of God. They wouldn't know God if God walked into their house or life with Gabriel, Michael, Peter, and Paul. I'm a child of God. You start to identify with all these false identities, and now you got to protect them. As you get older, you start to protect your false identity. Don't mess with my reputation. I have a good reputation. I don't want a bad reputation. I got a bad reputation. Bad girl, talking about the sad girl, bad girl. You start protecting it, and you're protecting evil, and you never find peace. What a sad way to live. But you can find perfect peace right here on earth. Why you live? And anyone that's telling you cannot have perfect peace and that everyone has anger, and they believe because everyone has it, they cannot have perfect peace. And that they must be angry. And they have accepted anger as another identity. Why not? Why go and get rid of, why hold on to any identity? Why can't you just be? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being without any identities at all? Then you could be you. And so if you are concerned about how others treat you, long as they're not attacking you physically, and I'm not talking about that. You have to protect yourself. But with this false self, there's nothing to protect. You are protecting evil when you protect false self. You're not your body. You're not your mind. You're not your emotions. You're not your whatever you do in life. You're not none of those things. But amazing fellowship yesterday. And it's for those who want it. I remember when you read the New Testament, you'll see what I'm talking about. I noticed that Christ never tried to hurt anyone. And he never tried to convince anyone. Isn't that amazing? Think about that. Jesus Christ. Jesus the Christ, the Christians say. He never tried to hurt anyone or convince anyone. He never stroked anyone. He never said how wonderful you are or anything. He would just present the truth and let you accept it or not. Really. That's all he did. He didn't condemn you or judge you for not accepting it. He just presented it and he left it up to you. What an amazing way to live, huh? He didn't get mad. He didn't condemn you. He didn't stroke you to try to convince you to accept it. He just presented the truth. And for those who accepted the truth, it made you free. And the truth shall make you free. Think about that. And the truth shall set you free, make you free. It will literally make you free. Which leads me to my brand new biblical question. Brand new. It's amazing how I'm able to walk right into the biblical question with that. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't plan that. And the truth shall make you free. Smoke on that. And the truth will make you free. And the biblical question, brand new biblical question. How will you know when you're of truth? How will you know when you are of truth? And you can know. I didn't know you can know until I found out that you can know. How will you know when you are of truth? That's the biblical question. And again, I'm putting it out there. It's up to you to accept it. Really, I wish you well. And Lord knows, this is hell on earth. When you really see what's going on with you and you start to really wake up to it and overcome it, you're going to clearly understand and see that this is hell on earth. And hell is living in and coming through human beings. Human nature is evil. It's mind-blowing. It's evil. But if you are blind to what's happening in you, and you see bad things happening in the world, you're just going to see the physical person, but you're not going to see what's driving them. And you'll go along with them and make up excuses. Oh, it's because of race. It's because of male or female. It was because rich or poor. It was because you're Mexican or you're black or you're white or you're this. You just see physical and you don't see what's driving the physical. Because you don't see what's driving you. Amazing, huh? Paul said, and I repeat, and it's not even Bible Thought for Thursday, it's Female Monday. I always, and I'm paraphrasing, I've always wanted to do right. I wanted to be right, and I wanted to do right. But something would not let me. It prevented me from being right and doing right. And I cried, and I struggled, and I begged God. And I finally realized, I tried to change myself. And I finally realized, wow, it's not me. Something has made a home in me. And it prevent me from being right and causing me to do wrong. And so I realized it wasn't me. And so once I realized that, quote unquote, I gave up. I surrendered to the light. I surrendered to the Father. When will you surrender and stop playing God? When will you realize that you can't change yourself? When will you stop being angry? At the realization, or non-realization, really, lack of realizing that you can't change yourself. What good does it do you to be angry at what you do and when you can't change it? What will happen if you stop being angry about it? Why not take control of your own life? Lord knows, if you watch the news nowadays, it's nothing but hell. Nothing but hell. Evil. Hell right here on earth. The NBC News Los Angeles reported that a couple was arrested in connection with a child abuse investigation that led authorities to their Arcadia, California home, where they found more than 20 children, some of whom were birthed by surrogate mothers. Watch this from NBC News.
15 children taken from this home in Arcadia, including a baby born in Texas to this surrogate mother.
The FBI, me and some of the other girls that I'm talking to are currently working with them. I completed like a 3-hour interview with them a couple weeks ago.
Kayla, in an interview with the executive director of the Center for Bioethics and Culture, says she thought she was carrying a baby for a couple struggling to have a child, Sylvia Zhang and her husband, only to find out months after she gave birth that she was one of many women carrying a child for the couple, and the baby she carried was now in foster care.
Told me she was in jail for 4 days. The police took one of her phones for investigative purposes, and that they're accusing her of selling babies. She still swears that that's not what she's doing, that it's, they just want a big family.
Amazing, huh? And the cops arrived at the home, after a tip, and found it was set up like a school inside. Watch this.
This all unfolded when a hospital called Arcadia police about a 2-month-old baby who came in with head trauma. When police arrived at the home on Camino Real to investigate, they discovered 15 children in the home, ranging in age from 2 months to 13 years old. 6 other children connected to the couple were found in the care of family and friends. Neighbors are in disbelief.
At home eating dinner, and we watched the news and we couldn't believe it.
Shocked, sickened.
Police say the home was set up like a school and that cameras they seized from the home showed the kids were being emotionally and physically abused by at least 6 nannies, including this woman who police are searching for. And police say the parents were aware of the abuse.
Amazing. Shock. Sickening. Why? Why are you shocked and sickened about somebody else's evil? What the? Why are you shocked? But here's my thing. And I kind of, when I first started hearing years ago about surrogate mothers, I've often wondered, why would a female have a baby, carry a baby inside of her womb for 9 months for somebody else? And I wonder, what happens to the female soul that she would carry this baby for 9 months, and then at the end of the 9 months, the baby pops out and she gives it away to somebody else? She didn't feel anything for the baby, or what? Or is it just for the money? Is money more important than the child in the womb? What type of female would do that? Really, and I have not really heard anyone explain to me over the years, why is that okay? And what's the difference between that and abortion? Can you imagine? You go and, okay, you give me $1,000, however much they charge, I don't know, and I'll carry this baby inside of my womb for 9 months, and then at the end of 9 months, I'm gonna give you the package, and you pay me for the groceries. What type of human nature is that? Really? What? It just seemed weird that a female would carry somebody else's child for 9 months for money. Because I'm sure that's what they're doing it for, even though they pretend I'm doing it because this poor couple want to have a baby, and I'm doing it for them. No, you're not. Because if you're doing it for them, you do it for free. Why don't you do it for free? Okay, I'll have this baby. I'll carry this baby for you. No cost. No, nothing. Don't worry about the medical or anything. I got it. Money, money, money. Where is the love? And then these people having 20 children in the room in their house. What the? And they look like Asian or Chinese or Japanese. Kind of hard for me to know. This is hell on earth. Now, do you believe me when I tell you that human beings, human nature is evil? It's of the father, the devil. That's why we all must admit we're evil, and then the change will come. Nick, what do you think about that? A woman, a female having a baby for somebody and giving it away. When the baby pops out, okay, here your paycheck. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, I think you're onto something. It might require a certain kind of person.
What kind of person?
Maybe a little irresponsible, opportunistic. I mean, when it comes with making babies, to do that so flippantly, it might say something about your personality.
I know, but just think about this. You, as a female, agree to carry someone else's child in your womb. And so the body goes through all kinds of changes within that 9 months. And then you agree to do it and then just give up the baby. And here's your check. Isn't that like interesting? Or is it?
It's super. I mean, of course it is. It's easy. It seems quite easy for people and to do stuff for money.
Yeah.
Human nature's pretty wicked.
And so why would these people need 20 children in their home?
They said they want a big family.
I've heard of a big family. They changed the joke too far. What a mess! The anchor baby, folks. Every day, Monday through Friday, except at 11 a.m. except Friday, at 12 on Friday. The American anchor baby. Check him out. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. You can overcome hell within yourself, and as a result, overcome it in the world. But you got to work on you, folks, and you can. And there are men and women doing it, overcoming, and working on overcoming every day. Derek said that wasn't a family, that was a farm. And so, is there a difference in being a prostitute and having babies for money? Really, that's a good question, Derek. Is the difference? Let me go to Rochelle out of, hold on 1 minute, Minnesota. Rochelle, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. How are you, Rochelle?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Yes.
So my question is, first I want to ask, what do you think is a woman?
What?
What is a woman? Since it's Female Monday.
A child of God. A woman is a female who has become a woman.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So my other question is, is addiction a disease or a choice?
It's definitely not a disease, and it's not a choice.
It's not a disease or a choice?
No. What do you think?
Well, I've been brainwashed to believe that it's a disease.
How could someone make you think that drugs is a disease?
Because it's a disease of choice, because you no longer have the decision to make the right choice.
But you didn't make the right choice to even start using drugs.
Well, they say it's genetic. So, like, if your parents are an addict, then that means that you have the possibility of becoming an addict as well.
And do you believe that?
Well, both of my parents are addicts, so I believe that, and I mean with alcohol.
So, are you an addict?
I'm an alcoholic, yes.
And so you believe that you became an alcoholic because your parents were alcoholics.
Yeah,
And why do you believe something like that?
because I grew up around it, and it was just something that was very normal.
And so you believe you can't help yourself?
Well, I mean, yeah, to an extent, but I mean, that's why I believe that I have to, get help from, medical and stuff.
And will you always be an alcoholic?
I hope not.
Do you believe that you will? If it's a disease, you believe it's a disease, right?
Yes,
And how will you overcome a disease?
with treatment.
And how long you been doing treatment already?
For about a year.
And when will the treatment heal the disease?
Well, they say the opposite of addiction is connection. So,
Connection.
yeah, like having like good supportive people in your life where you can go to like meetings, and that's why they have AA and stuff like that.
And then now you're stuck with that for the rest of your life, right?
Well, stuck with it. It's more or less like a gift that you get to be around these other fellow addicts.
So it's a lifelong gift then, right?
Yeah.
So you're stuck with being around somebody else to try to prevent you from drinking.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Right.
Why does that make sense?
Well, because they're supportive and like sorry, say it one more time. What's the question?
Why does it make sense to you that being around other addicts are going to help or stop you from being an addict?
Because we have a common problem together. So
everybody got the same problem.
Right, and they help each other get through it.
How can a person in hell help another person in hell?
I don't understand.
How can a person in hell help another person in hell?
Oh, in hell. Okay. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. It's all new to me. I didn't when they first told me that it was a disease, I didn't believe it. I was like, no, it's my choice that I drink. I choose to drink. So,
It's not even your choice. You're compelled to.
Yeah.
And the reason you're compelled to is because you have refused to drop your anger. You have refused to stop judging. And so as long as you're judging, you're going to be miserable on the inside. And then you look for alcohol or something to make you feel better, and it only makes things worse. But if you drop your anger, you won't need the alcohol or anything or anyone. Why don't you drop your anger?
It's easier said than done, like
How
sometimes.
you know?
Because I'm not a very angry person, but like I have like resentments towards like certain like my mother.
Right.
And I want to.
Resentment is anger, and you want to what?
I want to forgive her, but like she's no longer here anymore. So it's harder to forgive her when she's gone, because like I can't just go and tell her like, hey, I forgive you, Mom, for drinking and stuff like that. I just kind of.
But you can realize that you cannot help yourself. You're controlled by alcohol. You're controlled by anger. And you don't want to be that way, but something else is driving you. And that would cause you to realize that your mother could not help herself. Her mother did it to her. And because she's dead, you're not able to go to her, but you'll forgive her by realizing you can't help yourself. She could not help herself. Then you will forgive her.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jesse. That's really good information. I appreciate it.
Will you forgive?
Yeah, of course. I do forgive her. I just don't know how. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to forgive someone that I can write her a letter. Probably. I think I'm probably gonna do that. I'll write her a nice
What
letter.
did I just tell you about forgiveness?
To drop my anger
By how?
and by forgiving my mother.
And how? How will you forgive her?
Okay, you got me. You got to. Could you repeat? Could you repeat it for me?
So you didn't even listen to what I was telling you, right?
No, I was listening. It's just, it's kind of hard because I got like lawnmowers going on
In your house?
outside my house.
Oh, so you outside right now?
No, I'm inside, but they just got these lawnmowers going.
Let me
I
ask
can
you
hardly
this
hear.
because of time.
Okay.
Could you help yourself? Is something that's anger and the desire to drink, is that driving you? Is that what you want to do?
No.
Is it like something else is causing you to do it?
Yeah.
And do you see that you can't help yourself?
That I can or I can't.
You can't.
Yeah. I sometimes can't help myself. Like,
Your mother
I can go like a day or two without drinking, and then I'm back on the.
And your mother had the same problem.
Yeah.
She couldn't help herself. She couldn't give you something she didn't have, and what she did not have was love. She was miserable on the inside because her mother, she resented her mother. She was yearning for her father. It was the same thing. And so if you realize you can't help yourself, it will cause you to realize your mother could not help herself, and you will forgive her so you can drop the anger. Your only
Okay.
problem, alcohol is not the problem. Being angry is the problem, and you're trying to cover it up with alcohol. You're trying to make yourself
believe
feel
it.
better.
Yeah.
Is your father dead too?
No, my dad is still around.
Have you forgiven him?
Yeah, I forgive him by staying away from him, just so that I don't because he's miserable and I can't help him, so I just stay away.
And what will happen if you forgave him?
Well, I don't know.
Do you think your
He
father?
probably just.
He probably
Sorry. He would probably just take advantage of me because he's stolen from me before. He's, taken, like, I've given him cars and stuff like that, and he still just uses. So, but he uses to an extreme. Like,
do you think your father want to be the way that he is?
No.
Do you think that if he could help himself, he would?
No. I don't think he would help himself if he could.
He would. Why don't you forgive him so you could go free?
Well,
that
what
doesn't
does
mean
forgiving
you
look
gotta
like?
hang around him. It doesn't mean you gotta give him anything. But if you want to be free, you gotta stop judging him. You're very judgmental, and it's keeping you in hell. It's keeping you miserable. Why don't you forgive your father so God can forgive you?
Okay. I don't know. I guess I should forgive my father.
But why not forgive him? Why won't you forgive him? Who are
Because
you to judge him?
Well, I'm not really judging him. I'm just kind of, trying to distance myself from him so that I don't end up like him.
You already like him. You're right, and if he's taking advantage of you and you giving him money and buying a car, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. But if you want to be free of all the guilt and conflict within yourself, you must forgive, so God can forgive you.
Yeah.
And you
wise
have
words, Jesse.
What?
They're very wise words.
You have no right to judge anyone, because when you're judging yourself, And it's coming back on you. What you do to other, you do to yourself. So you're coming back on you, and you're never going to be free because you're judging. You're playing God, and you will never know God. Satan will always be your daddy. You got to forgive. If you want to be free, Rochelle, you got to forgive your parents so that God can forgive you. And again, you don't have to hang around him. Don't give him anything. Just don't resent him so that you can be free, become free. And the alcohol and everything will fall away because you will no longer have conflict.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about it?
Does it make sense?
Well, yeah, it makes sense, but I just don't think it's going to be that easy. I mean, I could probably make it easy, but I just, it's not, I mean, yeah, I think I think I can make it easy if I wanted to be
of course
easy,
you
so.
could. You do everything else you want to do.
Right.
And again, you shouldn't, if he's bringing trouble into your life, you should not hang around with him. You should not give him anything. You should not allow him to be around you, but just don't resent.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah, it's something I'll have to work on.
which would you prefer? To forgive and go free, or be in anger in your inner conflict and for the rest of your life and be a member of AAA?
To forgive.
So why don't you do it? It's easy. Otherwise, you're stuck with AAA the rest of your life.
Yeah.
AA, whatever it's called. Alcohol Anonymous. Right? You stuck with a program. Why don't you want to be free at some point? And how can people in hell help you while they're in hell? Two devils relying on each other.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So which do you prefer, to drop your anger and be free, or have to be relying on some program for the rest of your life which never set you free? I don't know what AAA does, but I know that you can't, a person in hell can't help another person in hell. They can only tell you how to be in hell.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing that up in group tomorrow.
Why not drop your anger, Rochelle, and be free? You can drop your anger right now and be free for the rest of your life. No conflict, no worries, no stress, no doubts, no loneliness, no fear, no sadness, no happiness. Just free if you drop your anger.
Yep, it looks like I'm going to have to be dropping my anger. Well, I'm not an angry person, just my resentment.
Your resentment is anger. Resentment and anger and evil are all the same. You're evil. Do you see that you're evil?
Yeah.
So then the way to overcome evil is to forgive. Don't hold anything against yourself or anyone. There's never, for any reason, to be angry. Never a reason to be angry. Anyone that has anger is separated from God, and they are evil and cannot be trusted.
Okay.
I
All right, well,
wish you well.
you too, Jesse. You have a good one.
All right. Bye. I want to, while we're trying to work out the phone situation, I want to show you, speaking of hell on earth, and hell is right here on earth, and is operating through human beings. Human nature is evil. I don't care if it's your parents, your brother, your sisters, your husband, your wife, your children. all must be born again, right? And anyone that has resentment, anger is evil, and cannot and should not be trusted. I want to play this for you, show you what evil can make a person or influence a person to do. And evil tends to come through the woman. And men have it too, but it came from the mother. Here's a video of a mother cooking a massive breakfast for her 600-pound teenage son. Watch this from X.
Okay, baby.
Good morning.
How did you sleep?
Okay.
You're okay with the sausage and the bacon? How many waffles are you going to want?
4.
4? Okay. Okay, go ahead and get syrup. Get your fork. How about some donut? Some bear claw?
No.
How about apple fritter?
No.
No? Okay. You want extra butter?
Sure.
Okay, honey. I got some cinnamon rolls for you, okay? You're gonna want milk?
Okay.
You wanna put the butter yourself or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
I know I've spoiled him, but he is a special kid. So it's hard not to. Here you go, baby. You want me to pour the syrup for you?
I got it.
Okay.
Amazing. You have a pig serving a pig. Why would she make a video of that, I wonder? Isn't that amazing? And the mother went on to say, oh, I worry about my son. Watch this from X.
Did I put enough butter on your waffles? I should have made you French toast. Would you ever like that better?
No, that's fine.
Tomorrow? How many do you want?
4.
Are you gonna want me to put the powdered sugar too on top of it? Okay. You know, Mom worries about you all the time. So talk to me. I don't want to hear
I know my mom does worry about me. It's because I can't really do anything on my own anymore. So I get depressed because I'm not really doing anything. I'm just like staying in the house. I just stay home and eat. This really is my life. I don't really know anything else.
Amazing. Now you see why women need the fathers there, the mothers need the father there to guide them in how to raise children. You see that now? God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. Guys, the lady can't do it by herself. It's not in her. She needs the light of the man. Unless she had taken responsibility for herself and returned to the Father, worked on herself and returned to the Father. This woman is getting a thrill from doing this to this boy. It's all about a thrill. She feels good doing that to him. And she's looking out for him. Evil. Pure evil. She would never have perfect peace as long as you're angry. And you, when you're hurting others, you're hurting yourself. What you do to others, you're doing it to you. You're burning on the inside while you try to burn others. And here's a perfect example of that. Here's a clip of a white female and a Native American. That means like an Indian, I think. Native American means Indian, right, Nick?
Correct.
Okay, a Native American, Indian male arguing after a vehicle incident in the middle of the street. Watch this from Instagram.
Time to waste on Colonizer. She told me to go back to where I came from.
Your driving habits.
Do you see that?
Because we don't drive the same in Oregon. We're kind and we make space. And as someone who's from here as well, I'm so tired of people driving like you just did.
All right, get out of my face.
Admit you're wrong and that it's not a race thing. Admit that you're driving.
Admit you're white. Admit you have a colonizer mindset.
It's not about race. If you want things to change, when you
so it's on me.
do
So it's
not
on me.
call the race card.
You do not call the. Shut up. And don't even get in her face. Do not get in her face.
You're taking out
Do
your
not.
pain and oppression on me right now. out of it. We are, and it's important. It's important. Give it a moment. If you want anything to change.
If you want, shut up. It's not on me to change. It's on you and your colonizer mindset. So get the out of my face, you white lady.
I'm as angry as you
or
are.
then get out of my face,
And
you colonizer.
You know there's work to do here.
It's not on me. It's on you
now.
and your people. I'm from Warm Springs Red, where she and her white colonizer mindset put me in.
You pulled in front of my car in my lane.
You should get around the car.
What love got to do with it, right? Think about that. Two adults in the street arguing over nothing. Two devils. What's a colonizer?
Those people that made the world great.
What do that mean?
Because they went around and like took over a bunch of places in the world. The British and white people in general.
I'm lost.
You're asking what a colonizer is. Someone
Right.
who goes and colonizes another nation that wasn't theirs originally.
But this
so they like
nation
take it over.
This nation didn't belong to anyone before the white man got here.
That's what they're saying. That's what this person is saying.
Oh, they're saying it did not belong to anyone?
They're saying it belonged to somebody else.
Who did it belong to?
The Indians.
The Indian didn't own anything.
Right. They fought with each other even.
Right. They were just living in the woods smoking pot, better known as peyote.
But that's what they're saying, right? Like, even if you disagree on the details, that's what they're referring. They're referring to white people that when they went around and set up civilization around the world.
Well, they need to know about White History Month.
Yeah.
Because that's not true. What? I wonder what he meant by calling you white colonizer, whatever. And he's mad about that. What does that have to do with him?
You're a white colonizer. You pulled in front of my lane, sir. That's like, are we having the same conversation?
And whatever happened to, okay, car incident, here are my license, my insurance paper, I'm sorry, we'll take care of this. Why you got to argue and fight like that? Anyone that has anger is separated from God and is evil. So some of you may have heard that Theo expired. And Theo was one of the actors on the TV show, The Cosby Show. Some of you might remember that. It was a fun show. The Cosby Show. And so according to this report from 6 ABC, Malcolm Jamal Warner, the actor perhaps best known for starring in a TV sitcom, The Cosby Show, as son Theo Huxtable, remember them? Had expired at the age of 54. Watch this from ABC.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died. Warner drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday while on a family vacation. Police in Costa Rica say Warner was caught by a high current in the water. Malcolm Jamal Warner starred in all 8 seasons of The Cosby Show as Theo Huxtable. He won an Emmy for his role as the only son of Bill Cosby's character, Cliff Huxtable. I spoke to Bill Cosby.
And yet Malcolm Jamal Warner was still able to give life to the character you had in mind?
Very much so. Very, very much so. Malcolm, you could depend on Malcolm always going to the shelter to learn his lines, to gather his character, to come out and be ready. When news came, it was shocking, and of course my thoughts went straight to his mother, who worked so hard, and she was so wonderful with him.
Malcolm Jamal Warner leaves behind a wife and a daughter. He was 54 years old.
Amazing. May his soul rest in peace. I was surprised when I heard this. I remember when Malcolm lived in a L.A. He and his mother lived in L.A., and they would do, his mother would bring him to these different stage performances. They would have talent shows at different locations around L.A. And then and they were young. My goddaughter used to, one of my goddaughters used to participate in those plays. And she and Malcolm knew each other really well. And so I remember him before he was even known as the Cosby Kid. And he came a long way really fast. And he appeared to be committed to becoming an actor. And his mother, I do remember her. She would always take him, I don't know about always, but she would take him to his rehearsals and events. And then, so I remember when they moved from L.A. to, I believe they went to New York. They moved to New York. And they say, he was on the Cosby Show, and one thing led to another. And it's interesting to see how fast he grew up, and he became a really good, actor for what he could do. It was amazing. So may his soul rest in peace. I was surprised to hear this. When the breaking news yesterday, I first saw it on the local news here in L.A., and it's amazing, huh? And they say that he was out there swimming in the lake. He got caught up in the waves or something. But may his soul rest in peace. I remember when the Cosby Show was around, a lot of blacks, I don't know about all, but a lot of blacks saw the Cosby Show as an important show to them. And to me, it was just a show. Yeah, of course the actors were black, but it was a fun show. It was just a show. But a lot of blacks saw it as their savior. And I realized now, and I didn't realize as much then as I do now, that they saw the show as a black show, better than the whites or different than the whites. So it was like a race show to them. And they love seeing black people, well, I guess, compete against the white or something. I don't know. But they saw it as, it was just a movie. I mean, a TV sitcom. It was just a show. But a lot of black people saw it as a savior because they always look on the outside for something to save them from the white man, not knowing that the white man is not their problem. And it's cool hearing Bill Cosby respond to it. So may his soul rest in peace. And they thought, I guess those black people thought they were showing a wealthy black family, and a black family that seemed to be intelligent, and I guess they thought that was important to them. I wonder what happened when the Cosby Show disappeared. I guess they just found another black show somewhere. What a mess! But may his soul rest in peace. And I think they said he had started a podcast, or we were part of a podcast, or something like that. What a mess, huh? Here today and gone tomorrow. So you better be trying to enjoy your right now and not think about tomorrow. I remember when I first went out into the world to work as a teenager, 18 years old. Well, I had been working off and on when I went to the city. I always worked in the country, but when I went to the city, I would work for a while doing different jobs. And I remember that when we would go to work, we had to dress for the job. We had to have a certain attitude about the job, and we appreciated the job. And so when we would go to the company, get an interview, and the job said, okay, I'll pay you $10 an hour, for example, for 8-hour work, a day's work. And I remember that we were so grateful. We dressed a certain way. We carried ourselves in a certain way. And we showed appreciation for that job by giving the company 8 hours worth of work. And sometimes overtime. But we did what we promised we would do, and the job paid what they promised that they would pay, and all was well. That's gone now, for the most part. Young people today, they don't seem to understand or remember that they made a deal with the company that I'm going to give you 8 hours worth of work, and I want 8 hours worth of pay, right? They are nowadays, they're on their cell phones all day. They're like in and out of the office. They don't really produce 8 hours of work. And then they take off and they, whatever. It's just a mess. It was a mess. It is a mess. And then there's no restriction to how they would dress nowadays. And so the order of work is gone now. And then you get on them about it, they want to fight. Instead of saying, you know what, you're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't be collecting your money, a paycheck every day if I'm not doing the work. But they have no guilt about it at all. And it's so bad that I remember another time, a reflection, when we would travel, we really used to dress up to travel. Men dress in nice suits sometimes, but nice clothes. The women dress in nice clothes, you know, not all these skimpy. How come women always showing naked skin now? Why are they so insecure that they have to go out of the house naked? What's wrong with you, ladies? They wear, people wear pajamas on the airplane. Remember when we had to dress up? Even for the ride the bus on trips, you had to dress up. When we opened up the show on Black Friday, we show you how it used to be for the black. They dressed up. They carried themselves well. The ladies would dress really nice, and it wasn't always showing skin because they weren't insecure as they are today. And when you travel where I let you have some sense. I remember when America was a classy country. It was orderly, and not by force, but by choice. And so when a black TV show came, they didn't have to show you how to act. You already knew how to act, how to carry yourself, and be professional. That's gone. I want to show you this woman getting on an airplane, and it turned out to be a mess. Instead of just saying, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, I'll go and do better. CBS Miami, a Chicago woman. And I wonder, why is it so hard for young people to dress in the right way? Appropriately. I'm not telling you got to suit up every time, or telling you ladies you have to wear your church hat every day. But why don't you want to, represent yourself in an amazing way? CBS Miami. A Chicago woman says she was denied boarding on a Spirit Airlines flight in Miami because of her outfit. Watch this.
And out the top at 10, a woman says that she was not allowed to board a Spirit Airlines flight in Miami because of what she was wearing. Back in January, the airline announced it was cracking down on passengers who it considers inappropriately dressed.
Well, Jim, this passenger, she reached out to us and she said that not only was she not allowed to board her Spirit flight, but she says her sister was arrested.
Your boarding pass, please.
As Tanasia Grayer approached the Spirit ticket counter, tensions quickly grew. She was just told she wouldn't be allowed on her flight back to Chicago.
I'm right here. You need to get out my face. You don't have to address me like that. You can say whatever you need to say from right there. You don't have to get in my face. You don't get to tell me what to do. And you don't get to tell me what to do.
Grayer says it all started over this outfit she wore to the airport. She says she wore similar shorts while traveling on a plane to Miami on Sunday.
And these are just regular shorts.
Amazing, huh? Black people, why you gotta be so nasty, angry, and after board, an agent stopped her. The woman's sister was arrested for disorderly after a boarding agent stopped her, the woman's sister was arrested for disorderly conduct. Watch this.
We were getting ready to board the plane, and the lady at the front desk, she stopped me and said, "You're not getting on a plane like that." So I looked at her and I said, "Like what?" She said, "With those shorts." I said, "Everybody here has on shorts." I'm confused. This is crazy.
That voice in the background is Grayer's sister, Jessica Kordelewski. And then, to make matters worse, she says her sister is arrested for disorderly conduct.
They treated me like a real criminal.
Back in the 1950s and 60s, air travel was a more luxurious and glamorous experience. Passengers dressed in their finest attire. But today, most people in the airport sport more comfortable clothing. We showed other flyers Grayer's outfit and told them she wasn't allowed on her Spirit flight.
Honestly, I don't think that's fair. I feel like every girl, no matter what they're wearing, should be able to express themselves.
Honestly, it's not even bad. The fact that she got kicked off the flight for that is pretty crazy.
And we reached out to Spirit for comment on the situation, and they provided us with this statement saying, in part, "Our records show a guest was not in compliance with her contract of carriage and refused to comply when provided the opportunity to do so."
Amazing. I see how those young people do. Oh, nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. This gal is half naked. Who want to be sitting on an airplane with a funky half naked person? Think about that. The air, you can't get in the air as it is. You're on an airplane, the door is closed, and no air is coming in. And some funky half-dressed person sitting there, you got to travel for 3 or 4 hours with them. And in Spirit, don't put some type of stop to this thing. They'll come on the plane naked. She's coming on the plane, according to what we just saw, half naked. Unless she got a pair of panties and a bra. Why would you want to travel like that? Look like something would say, you know what, I'm going on a flight here. I'm not just going to go in my panties and bra. And then the stupid people, oh, the woman should be able to dress however she wants. She should be able to express herself. So the next thing, she want to come on the plane naked. Should that be allowed? And I know human nature well enough now because human nature is evil and it's out of control, and you can't contain it. You don't have control over it. It will go out of control. At some point, you got to say no to it. And if you don't like it, too bad. My company, I got to have a limit to this. So good for Spirit Airlines. Because look how she wanted to come on. Next time she'll want to come on naked or somewhere like that. What a mess, huh? My country at one time was a classic country. I remember growing up, folks, black people didn't act like that at all. And if a black person did act that way, even the family member would say, no, why are you doing that? They would correct it. They didn't need some outside source to do it. They would correct it. Isn't that amazing? My country is gone. And the reason for it is because everything that's wrong is being pushed as right. You're told it's okay to be angry. You're told that if a cop stop you, go off on him. You don't have to obey him, yell at him, call him racist. You're told that, the woman should just wear whatever she wants. And now, everywhere she goes, she's naked, no matter how fat or skinny or whatever. You're told that you can treat people however you want out there, especially if you're black. If you're black and a woman. You're told that if you commit a crime, you don't have to go to jail. No bail's bond. You don't need a police. So defund the police. I'm looking at this loser, Kara Bass, the so-called mayor of L.A. She want to send all the militaries back, National Guard, back home. And she doesn't want anyone in L.A. just going to stop crime at all, the police or anyone. And so that's why, besides trying to get votes for herself, she want to send all the military back home because she doesn't want law and order in California, in Los Angeles. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Talk about white history. If ever we needed white history, we need it now. Happy White History Month. July is White History Month. Let me go quickly to first-time caller Billy out of Mississippi. M-I crooked letter, I crooked letter, I humpback, I. That's Mississippi. Billy, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
You're so funny. Happy White History Month. How you doing?
All is well, Billy.
Hey, look, because time is short, as you say, I'm going to make this
Are
short.
you like
and
on a speakerphone or something?
Yes, sir, because my phone don't work. Do you want me to take it off?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, Billy. Don't hang up.
Is that better?
No, it is, yes.
Okay. Because time is short, look, I'm 52 years old. My wife is 33. Now, yesterday was my 15th year anniversary. And we have been together 15 years. And look, she had a bad childhood, naturally. And I mean, I say naturally. She just did. Mama, Daddy, I took it on, and I've been hanging on to that for 15 years, and it's been 7 days, and she's gone, and
she's gone?
I don't know where she's at.
Oh.
She's gone. I don't know where she's at.
Do you have children with her?
No, thank God.
Okay, so she just left, and what else?
I don't know. I don't know. I where she works at. I called up there, and they don't know either. She just left, man. Dude, I mean, I'm.
So did
look, I know we both had problems. We got issues, but man, oh man, you don't. I mean, really?
How long ago she's been gone?
7 days.
And she hasn't showed up to work or anything?
No.
Did you call a missing in person police report?
No, I'm not going to do that because I know what she's doing.
Oh, what is she doing?
I'm not going to say I know that for a fact, but I think she's back on drugs.
Oh, I see. And so has she done this before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so your question for me is what?
Man, look, I grew up Baptist. I grew up believing in God and all this, and then all this is happening, and then it's just like, what's going on here?
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, what's happening here? What?
How do you feel that she's gone? How do you feel about it?
It hurts.
And it hurt in what way?
It hurts my heart because I care about her. At least I think I do. But I've been listening to you, and I'm like, do I really care about her?
Why would you hurt because someone has gone, because someone left you? Why would that bother you at all? What's wrong with you that you hurt? You're hurt because another person decided they wanted to leave.
Because I'm trying to help them.
But what give you the right to try to help somebody when you can't even help yourself? You haven't hurt. You're
right.
You're having pain on somebody else leaving, and you say you're trying to hurt, but you can't even help yourself. You have pain.
Yeah.
So why do you think you can help somebody? Why are you trying to help someone? You don't have the authority or the power to help anyone. You can't even help yourself, Billy.
I love people. I want to love people. I want to care about people.
Why?
Because that's what God. I mean, why not?
Why? Tell me why.
Why not?
No. Why do you want all that?
Because that's where I was raised, man.
But look how it turned it out. Well, that's the right way that you should have been raised?
Apparently they ain't turning out too good.
And so it must not be the right way then. They taught you wrong.
Man, you know what? You know what I did? I did what you said. I forgave my mom. I forgave my daddy. He died when I was 15. I'm 52. And I forgave him. I said, I know you did, Daddy, but I forgive you.
Right on.
I forgive you for dying. My stepfather's the greatest person that God ever put in my life. He's been so good to my mama. But, to be honest with you, I'm 15. My brothers are 13 and 10. I'm the oldest of 3 children, and all 3 of us have been married and divorced at least twice.
What a mess!
And
what made
you? I know.
What'd your mother say when you went and forgave her?
And she actually was okay with it. It was so cool.
Right on. Most mothers would not do that.
Good. It worked out really good.
So Billy, why do you want to help people? Why do you want to love people? Why do you want that?
Because God put us here to do that.
No, He didn't.
He didn't?
No.
Why not?
Why do you want it so bad? You're not able to help anyone. Why? And how you don't even know how to help people because you can't even help yourself yet. Why not work on you first?
You just said it, man. I got to work on me. That's it. Period.
Have you noticed you can't even help yourself?
Yeah.
So what made you want, and why do you think you can help someone else? Look at your situation now with this woman. According to what you've said, you're trying to help this woman, and all she's doing is destroying you. She's not even trying to help herself.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, but you're right. That's it.
You don't have, and I or no one have the ability to help anybody. We can't even help ourselves. We need the help of God in order to overcome ourselves. How do we think that we can help someone? And just think about this. God is God, and God can do whatever He wants. He's not bothering those people that don't want help. He leaves them in their misery. He leaves them in their hell.
Yeah.
Are you better than God?
No.
So why don't you stop playing God?
Okay. I'm gonna stop doing it, man.
And then this missing this woman, you're not missing this woman because of her and thinking of her. You're missing that woman for you. If she come back, you will feel better. You're not it's not about her because if you had real love, you would let this woman go to hell and just wish her well in her own hell, be done with her. It's all about you. It's not about her at all.
So I want my wife to go to hell.
No, you want her back so it can make you feel good.
Yeah, you're right.
And you lie and say, well, I want her back. I want to help. I really love her. I want to help. It's all about you because she came back. You'll feel better, but it won't make things better. You just feel better temporarily.
No, you're right. You're right. So I'm living in hell.
Yes.
Okay. I'm living in hell.
Yes.
And I don't have to.
No.
How do I not live in hell?
By overcoming the hell in you. Become aware of the hell inside of you. Just be aware of it, and you will overcome it. And then you will go through hell and end up in heaven right here on earth.
I'm going through hell. There ain't no doubt about it. So apparently I'm going to end up in heaven.
But you got to go through it, being aware of it, and don't be angry. Do nothing about it. And
there you go. There you go. You said it. Don't be angry.
Right.
Hey, I've had so much anger in my heart, Brother Jesse, that it's almost to a point where I have so much hate because I'm so angry.
Yeah.
And that makes me a murderer. That makes me a murderer.
You're just like your mother.
Yeah, thank God I forgave her.
Yeah, absolutely. But you, wherever this woman gone, you wish her well, and you be done with her.
Man, I don't want to be done with her. I say I love her, but apparently I don't.
You don't love her. You only have that emotional love that benefits your ego. It does nothing for her. You don't love her at all because if you loved her, you would not try to help her.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's awesome. Look, thank you.
Hold on, Billy. I do have one other question for you. Hold on. I want to go quickly back to Billy. Billy, according to Billy, his wife left. She gone again. And Billy, you said, are you there, Billy?
Yes, sir.
You said in your opening something like you are a Christian or you believe in God or something like that.
Well, I mean, I was born a Christian. You know, I say born a Christian. I was raised in the Baptist church. My daddy died when I was 15 years old, and you know, after that, things fell apart. They really did, for the most part, because I went to a private school. You know, Daddy tried to. Man, we went to a school where we was tried to be taught right. I say right, and
but
next thing I know, I'm going to a junior college, and I ain't ever been around black people. And next thing I know, my world went to hell. And I say went to hell. It didn't go to hell. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I mean, really, I really did, because I got to meet new people. But you know, I was kind of what would you call it? Kind of ready. What's the word? I mean, we were not. He just tried to keep us safe from the world, I guess you would say.
And when you met,
you know, this was 1988.
When you met black people, what happened?
Do what? I loved them.
And why?
Because they're people.
Why did you love them?
Because I love black people. I love white people. I like everybody.
Oh, okay.
That's the way I was born and raised. I was born and raised.
But let me ask you this, though. You were Baptist Christian, right?
Well, I thought I was.
And did you think that you believe in God?
Say it again.
Did you believe in God?
Yes.
And why do you think you believed in God?
Because how can you not? When you open your eyes and you look at this world, how can you not believe there's a God?
And I didn't ask? So you believe there is a God, but you didn't believe in God, right?
Yes.
And so, do you believe in God now?
Yes.
And how do you know you believe in Him now?
Because I have to.
Why?
You know what? I don't have to. I choose to.
And why?
Because I know God is real.
And how, so, what good has it done you to believe in God?
That's a good question. It hadn't done me any good, but at the same time, it's done me a whole lot of good because I know without a shadow of a doubt my daddy is in heaven.
What good has it done you all of your life to believe in God?
That's pretty confusing.
What's confusing?
It hadn't done me any good. Okay? That's the straight truth.
And so, if it hasn't done you any good, why do you think you believe in Him?
Well, why? How can you not?
How can you not what?
Believe in God.
But you don't believe in Him. You said it has done you no good. Why believe in a God that is doing you no good?
So, what?
Well, let me ask you this way: Why haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Why haven't you questioned your life all these years? If I believe in God, why am I so miserable? Why am I so emotional? Why am I so lost? Why do I get into all kinds of mess? Why haven't you questioned that if you believe in God?
Because I'm an alcoholic.
That's why you haven't questioned it?
Do what?
That's why you haven't questioned why do I say I believe in God? I get in all this mess. Why haven't you questioned that?
I don't know.
And you say you're an alcoholic?
No, the world calls me one.
Are you an alcoholic? Do you?
Yes. According to the world.
And then your wife was a drug addict?
Yes.
So your wife a drug addict and you're an alcoholic?
Yes.
Did you do drugs too?
No. Well, I used to, but I don't no more.
Oh, okay. And so, how were you going to help your wife then?
I can't. But she just up and left, man.
Do you blame her?
No.
And why not?
Because I just don't, man. You're right.
That was a question.
I don't blame her. Sir?
That was a question.
Okay.
Why would she stay with a man that cannot point the way that is not the light of the family?
You're right. That's it.
No, that was a question.
Okay. She can't.
So why don't you let her go and forget about her and just work on you?
Man, that's what I got to do. Apparently.
Why have you done that?
Because I try. I just keep trying, man. I keep trying.
Trying what?
I think I love her. Do I love her?
No, you hate her. You only use her for your ego gratification. If you loved her, you would think or feel nothing about her leaving. You would be at total peace. If you've been married 800 years and she decided to leave, okay, bye. But you don't love her because it's about you, your ego. It's abnormal for any human being to feel anything about anyone coming and going in out of their lives. You don't love her.
So I don't love her.
No, you don't have love, Billy.
All right.
Because if you loved her, why would you feel pain that she's gone?
I never thought about it like that.
And the answer is what?
I don't have an answer.
Right.
So I don't have an answer.
So here's what I recommend. You want to know God?
Yes.
You really want to know him?
Yes.
Because you can know him. Believing him is not knowing him. Believing him is just like believing about Martin Luther King and other people. It does nothing for you. But if you want to know
Man,
him...
I've heard you say that. Wow, that's amazing.
But if you want to know him, you can know him. My children shall know me, he says. You want to know him?
You know what's amazing? You said you can't believe in God and know him at the same time.
No.
You can't do that.
Right. If you want to know God, you got to forget about him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to let go of belief and all of that. And then you shall know him. You got to let go of all your ideas about him, everything you read about him, and just watch the hell in you, be aware of the hell in you, because it's the light of the God who will allow you to see the darkness in you, and he would take away the darkness, then you will know God. But you gotta die from your ego. This idea you have love, you don't have love, you only have hate. And that's why you play God. Oh, I love everybody. I want to save everybody. I want to help. I want to do this. It's just all ego.
You're right, man.
And it's all about you because you feel good when you help. You feel this when they come back. You feel it's all about you. You need to die from the ego. So let that
Man,
woman. So what?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for saying that.
So
that's real.
Let that woman go. Wish her well. Don't be angry at her. She got her own hell. She had it when you met her. You had your hell when she met you, and two devils came together and fought.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We've been fighting for 15 years.
That's what devils do in all marriages.
So, do you believe in the afterlife?
Who?
Do you believe in the afterlife?
What afterlife?
I mean, hell or heaven.
Oh, I'm trying to do now life. I'm not thinking about the afterlife. I'm trying to make now life.
Why
are you thinking about the afterlife when you got to live now?
That's a good question. But I mean, when you
die, haven't even figured out now.
You're right. But I mean, is there an afterlife? Yes or no?
What I recommend is still you think about afterlife. Why don't you live now? And then whatever's to come, you'll be ready for it. You should think about now, not about what can come. Take no thought about after. Don't be double-minded. You live now. You work on living now. And let God will be done. So here's what I recommend, Billy. Are you doing the silent prayer?
No, but I've been
suffer and die.
What?
Suffer and die then. What the?
That's what I'm doing, but I don't want to.
So why don't you do the silent prayer so you can come out of your head?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it, Brother Jesse.
All right, do the silent prayer. Be aware of the thoughts. Practice being present. Forget about that woman, and you live your life. And let the Lord, let the truth take care of you.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And stop lying to yourself. You don't love that woman. It's all about you. Your ego. You just want something to make you feel good.
You're right.
Let me know how it goes.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Because of time, y'all have a good day.
That's right. Because of time, I got to go.
God bless you, my friend.
You too, Billy. Crime through the roof in L.A., California, period. And Kara Bass don't want any police around. She doesn't want the military around. She doesn't want ICE around because she doesn't want crime to stop. That's the real reason.
Communists.
That's the real reason. I want you to watch this around the world. Everybody and their mama need to see this. Fox 11 is reporting a mob of thieves tried to break into an Anaheim jewelry store with sledgehammers and pickaxes until the owner fired a warning shot at them. Watch this from Fox 11.
This was very intense. In that surveillance video, you can see at least 20 people trying to bust through this door right here, many with sledgehammers, until someone inside fired back. A violent would-be smash-and-grab robbery stopped in seconds.
Every single one of them is covered in blood from head to toe.
Watch again as at least 20 people wearing hoodies Thursday evening in Anaheim get out of 5 cars and swarm like hungry bees outside Elmira Jewelry.
When I watch the window, I see many people. I can't count it.
Inside, store employees run for cover, while outside, thieves with sledgehammers and bags try busting in until this moment. One gunshot and everyone scrambles.
I take my gun, I shoot one bullet, I scare him, he moves it, and the problem is done.
A month ago, thieves stole millions from a jewelry store across the street from there. Watch this from Fox.
The owner doesn't want to show his face on camera for safety reasons, but he and his attorney called the shot self-defense.
He's willing to protect his business at all costs.
About a month ago, another robbery right across Brookhurst. Thieves driving a vehicle right through Basan Jewelry, stealing millions. 2 people arrested nearby, but the other getaway cars still missing. The owner adding new security measures, telling us off camera the crooks stole more than $3 million worth of jewelry.
Everybody should be vigilant and careful. If they notice anything suspicious, they should speak, they should report so that, everybody's safe.
Amazing. What do you say?
That's a mess. It's out, and that's Orange County. That was down in Anaheim.
Right.
Pretty sort of a
White
nice
folks area used to be.
Mm-hmm. Now it's Muslims, but those are well-to-do Muslims who are honest businessmen, I'll call it. But that's crazy. I'm glad that guy was able to run them off across the street. But it's so infuriating how they've been encouraged to go out of control like that.
And you notice how they all ran when there was a gun around.
Yeah.
So the answer is, since they've defunded the police, the answer is to you protect your own business. You have a right to protect your own business. Because they know this is what Kara Bass wants, defund the police. And she doesn't care that they break into your jewelry store, your home, or anywhere. That's what she wants. I hate they're a communist. Look, guys, they took off like now they're going north. Can you say Second Amendment? Gavin and Karen, they don't want the police out there. They don't want you to have peace. They want you afraid. What a mess, ain't it, baby? What a mess.
Anaheim's mayor is Ashley Aitken.
Anaheim has a female mayor?
Anaheim has a female mayor. Assumed office in 2022.
It's over for Anaheim. What a mess, huh? Defund the police so that this can happen. They don't care that your business are being destroyed. And in L.A., it's all over the place. It really is. What did I say?
Derek says, I'll solve all this. Vote for me when I run.
That's right. He black. But what a mess, huh? A one shot, and they just scattered. But if that guy had not had protection, a gun, imagine what would have happened. We don't imagine. I don't want you to have that pain. But this is what's happening, folks. It's evil. Your government is against you, especially the Democrat and the rightos. They are not for you. Carrie Bass don't want, they need to send all the military back home. They need to go back to where they came from. Karen doesn't want, there are people who doesn't want you to have self-control. She doesn't want you to be in control of your business. The fire, when they had those fires, most of those homes have not been built. And they're having a hard time getting approved or licensed or whatever. I mentioned to you that crime is out of control in L.A. Carrie Bass and Gavin Newsom can care less about that. You saw Karen and Newsom being upset that the great white hope, Donald Trump, is bringing in National Guards and others in order to protect the American citizen. And they don't want it to happen. Bass, the so-called mayor of L.A., and the so-called governor of California, they don't want it to happen. They're like ticked that the president is doing anything to deter or stop crime. Isn't that amazing? And Carrie Bass and Newsom have done nothing but help to create crime. They helped to create it, and they don't want it to stop. And this is out of control. ABC 7 is reporting at least 30 people were injured after a car plowed through a crowd early Saturday in East Hollywood. The driver was pulled from the vehicle and shot after the crash. This is according to the authority. Here's ABC 7.
He just smacked everybody, bro.
Chaos, panic, and confusion. A man deliberately plowing his car into a crowd of people in Los Angeles early Saturday morning, according to police.
We are investigating this as an intentional act, and he is being looked as a suspect.
30 injured, and tonight, 7 still in critical condition. The victims were exiting the Vermont Hollywood nightclub and were gathered on a sidewalk near a taco stand. After this Nissan Versa slammed into the crowd, bystanders were able to pull the driver out.
They shot him.
Police say the driver was then shot by someone there. The focus turning to the injured, most in their 20s and 30s.
2 sources familiar telling us the suspect got kicked out of this club for being intoxicated and disruptive. He then drove past the club to that intersection, made a U-turn, jumped the curb, and drove through this sidewalk.
Amazing, huh? And every human being is capable of that. There's not one that's not capable of doing that. And the reason is, except for those who are working on overcoming anger, all angry people are insane people, mentally ill. And they're capable of doing that. You gotta, do what you want. But you should understand that anger is evil. And anger makes you want to fight others. It makes you want to fight with yourself and fight others. Isn't it insane to want to fight with someone? Think about that. You want to fight with someone. That's insane. That's insanity. And all angry people are mentally ill. Insane. And you don't have to be that way. You can drop the anger and never be angry again. And you will see that there's never a reason to be angry. There's nothing that can happen to you on this earth that should or would make you angry if you ever drop it. And you can drop it. You don't have to live a life of anger. Angry people are murderers, according to God. Angry people are murderers. That's because they're evil. The nature of anger is evil. Because it separates you from God, and the spirit of evil, Satan, is your God. Whether you admit it or not, want it or not, accept it or not, it's the truth. And you're mentally insane, and you have no peace. And yet, you push anger as, oh, it's just another human emotion, you say. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? You got to be insane to think that is normal. The people who have been, a guy who was accused, that was from NBC News, by the way, and the guy that were accused of doing that, insane, got angry, and look what happened. Snapped. If you have to be married or have children, married or not, have children, look how you treat your own children. Angry people set their own children up to fail in life by telling them, oh, you need to be successful. And then they define what success is. You need to go to college. You need to go to school. You need to make A's in schools. And then you need to go to the best college, best university in the country. And then you need to get married. And then you need to have children. And then you need to be this and be that. They set you up to fail in life because they're angry and they have failed. And generation after generation after generation go through life trying to be successful. Think about that. You are insane if you're trying to be successful. If you're trying to be successful, why can't you just be satisfied with a glass of water and a piece of cornbread? Why can't you be satisfied with a little one bedroom or one bachelor apartment if you had an apartment? Why you cannot be satisfied with wherever you are with what you have? You sit in your room and you think you need more in order to have perfect peace. And then you go for more and you get more and then you still don't have peace. And now you think, oh, I need to get more. I need to be more successful. I need to think about tomorrow. And there's nothing wrong with being successful. But you should not get any form of identity from it at all. You got a big house, you got a big house. But you're not the big house. And if the big house is here today and gone tomorrow, oh well. But if you see it as success, then you're going to have trouble. You're going to cry. And you're going to do whatever it takes not to lose that house. Because you will lose yourself. You're out of your mind being angry. You're out of your mind having to fight or even think about fighting with someone verbally or physically. And I know nowadays you got to protect yourself. I'm not saying that. But you're out of your mind trying to fight. And you're fighting with other evil people. Why not choose perfect peace instead of insanity? Why not drop your anger? And why not drop all the ideas that you've been given growing up? No one is able to live up to that. The richest men in the world still don't have peace. 30 people were injured. And it sounded like this guy, according to the report, I don't know, got angry about something. And can't you see him driving down the road? And all of a sudden, Satan said, they embarrass you. And just turned around and ran through the crowds. How many times you have attacked people or person because you had a thought? Reportedly, this guy was kicked out of a club. And say he driving down the road and said, you know what, they can't do you that way. You might as well drive down that sidewalk, allegedly, and destroy everybody you can. A line of people waiting at the club. And you say anger is good. What other quick story? NBC News. An off-duty custom and Border Patrol agent was shot in New York City, Riverside Park on Saturday in an alleged robbery that did not appear to target him because of his job. Watch this from ABC 7.
The Trump administration, as you said, is blaming Mayor Adams and New York's sanctuary city laws. Mayor Adams, for his part, is blaming bail reform. What is clear is that both young men, as you said, have lengthy criminal histories and deportation orders that were issued months, even years ago, Bill. Immigration enforcement on the streets of New York is being stepped up tonight after a promise from Trump administration border czar Tom Homan.
We're going to flood the zone. You don't want to let us into jail to arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. You want to release him into the street, which makes it unsafe for the community. Anything can happen on a street arrest.
The crackdown sparked by Saturday night's shooting. Two men on a moped roll up on a couple on the shores of the Hudson. One man approaches them with a gun. The victim, an off-duty customs officer, draws his gun and the suspect opens fire. In the shootout, both men are wounded. The gunman and his accomplice take off into the night. One drops the other at a Bronx hospital, and both are later arrested. They are undocumented migrants from the Dominican Republic. The suspected gunman, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, was ordered deported in November of 2024, but has a series of prior arrests, including a warrant for armed robbery in Massachusetts. The alleged accomplice, Christian Ibar Baroa, was ordered deported in January of 2023. He too has prior arrests, but was released in June after a guilty.
Amazing, huh? And the Democrats fight to keep these people in your country for the vote. Why not just drop your anger and be free? Stop believing the lie that anger is a human emotion and is normal. It's definitely a human emotion, but it's evil. Our battle is spiritual. We've talked about that over and over again. But have you noticed that all, not just some, all people, no matter your race, rich and poor, where you live, where you don't live, you can be a homeless bum on the street or whatever. Have you noticed that all angry people are insane? They're mentally ill. All angry people. Anger brings mental illness. Isn't that amazing? Think about it. Isn't it insane to be angry? Isn't it insane to be angry? You're mentally ill if you're angry. And isn't it insane to hate somebody else or want to fight with somebody else? That's mental illness. To be angry and want to fight someone else. Think about that. And have you noticed that? Have you noticed that angry people have no patience at all? Zero patience, even when they try? It's insane. It's insane to be angry. You're mentally ill. A human being want to fight with another human being. And if you don't see that's insanity, that's mental illness, then I don't know what will. Angry parents do not have patience with their own children. Think about it. An angry man or woman, male or female, is a murderer. And not only do they try to murder others, and when I say murder, I don't just mean take their life physically. They try that too. But they're always attacking others, always blaming others. Always. It's never just them. It's always somebody else. You made me feel this way. You made me do this. And you took away this. And you prevented this, right? Mental illness. And while they're trying to murder you with those words or whatever, they're burning on the inside. They're murdering themselves and don't know it. Because what you're doing to others, you're doing it to yourself. While you're trying to hurt others, inwardly you're miserable. And then you cry. And you may not cry tears, and sometimes you will. A lot of the time you cry tears, especially when no one is looking. But you're crying mentally. In your head, nothing but a ball of confusion. Angry people are mentally ill. They get mad at other people and want to fight. Even if they don't fight physically, they fight in their minds. An angry person is mentally ill to a point that in your state of mental illness, thoughts can tell you to kill yourself, to take your own life. You're not worth anything. You might as well go, nobody care. Nobody love you, and you love nobody. You don't have anything. One other quick point about mental illness. A mental ill person is an ambitious person. Ambitious people are so crazy it's not even funny. Why you got to be ambitious? For what purpose? Why can't you just simply go to work or do your project without being ambitious? Mental illness. An angry person is a mental ill person. Mental ill people are lonely. They feel like they got to have a family or got to have somebody to love them, and they love somebody, make them feel good. Thrills. Mental illness. An angry person is a mental ill person. An angry person, mental illness, judges themselves and others. And in their minds, they think they're judging because they think they know right from wrong. So they believe they know right. That means they know wrong, and they judge based on that, and both are wrong. Because they don't know right, and they don't know wrong. It's a made-up idea. Mental illness. A mental ill person thinks they have to have many degrees, and they feel important, and they feel better than anyone else. Mental illness. I can go on and on. A spiritual battle. It's Bible Thumping Thursday, and here is like a big example of mental illness, but it's smaller example too. Trying to control somebody else. Mental illness. Here's a big example in New York out of 8 News Now. The Las Vegas man who killed his neighbor for blocking part of his driveway and shot another person in an earlier, once unsolved parking-related shooting. Now you're going to kill somebody because I can see the spirit of evil. You driving up to your driveway, and somebody have their car just parked a little bit in your driveway. Right away you go, what up? I can't even get by. And you can get by, pass. But because of your mental illness, anger. You're ready to fight them, and they didn't even know that they parked there because they were unconscious when they parked. What the? They didn't mean any harm. But it's like people who yell in traffic. Mental ill people get mad during traffic. They driving too slow, or they're driving too fast, or why are they so close up on my car? They're on their phone. So here's this guy, once unsolved parking-related shooting. This guy could serve the rest of his life in prison. Watch this from 8 News Now.
I didn't plan this. I didn't plan on doing nothing that day.
That day, for 43-year-old Robert Salone, was the day he shot and killed his neighbor. That day in October 2022, 33-year-old Christopher Allen was out on the street working on this car when Salone came home to find it blocking part of his driveway.
He had no right, because he was having a bad day and couldn't control his damn temper, to decide, today, I've had enough.
Salone shot and killed Allen and then took off. Photos show the aftermath, bullet holes, and the impact to a wall inside Allen's house across the street.
Amazing. No, he didn't plan to do that. I'm sure he was just coming home or leaving home or however it happened. And he saw the car in the driveway. And right away, the spirit of evil said, well, happy darn. I don't give a darn if he does come home, Paul. I won't accept him. And he overreacted, just like you. Your whole life is a bundle of memories and overreactions from the moment you popped out of your mama's womb. And all of your life, you've been thinking it was you. And that's all happened. When the guy said, I didn't plan anything, I didn't mean it. I believe him. That doesn't mean he doesn't go to jail. But he overreacted to a quick, lying spirit. How many times have you overreacted in your whole life? All you've ever done were to overreact because you thought that thoughts about you were you. Were talking about you, and they were not. They were never about you. But you've been identifying with them. When will you come out of the world? When will you be in the world but not of the world? In your imagination and in the physical world. The physical world is a mess. You watch the news lately? Gangs of thieves in broad daylight with the cameras on buildings and everything, going in and just stealing jewelry. They don't care who see them, because no police and no bail bond. Hear more detail about the man who was shot over a parking spot a year earlier.
Tuesday's sentencing also involved a charge of attempted murder because Salone had shot another person over a different parking spot the year before. That shooting victim survived, and the case not solved until after the murder. In August 2021, police say a driver who took up 2 parking spaces at this Henderson apartment complex also became Salone's victim. Documents the 8 News Now investigators obtained after Salone's arrest, revealing Henderson police classified the shooting as gang-related, and they later closed it. A year later, Allen became Salone's next victim, except this time, the shooting was deadly.
I've never heard of someone who became so enraged about a person, let alone 2 people double parking, that he would resort to gun violence.
Salone took an Alford plea, meaning he doesn't admit guilt, but agrees prosecutors have enough evidence to convince a jury to convict him.
I understand. If you never forgive me again, I understand that. I understand.
As part of the deal, he agreed to serve at least 21 years in prison. In the end, Clark County District Court Judge Carly Kearney sentenced Salone to 21 years to life.
Amazing. How many times have you even going up to a driver's spot in a parking lot and somebody kind of just on the halfway or split between the park, and right away you want to cuss them out? How many times someone parked is a little bit in your driveway and you had quick thoughts of cursing them out, and you can't wait to jump out of your car and run over to their place and want to know what the overreaction. You have no patience. You have no love because you're angry. And in anger, you're a murderer. And in anger, there's no love. There's no patience. You destroy yourself and everyone around you if they allow you to do it. Proverbs 19:11 says, think about this. This is so deep. And my producer put it in the package. He a Bible thumper. Bible thumper producer. But, and this verse, it just says it all. It really says it all. And it's the truth, and it's about every person that has anger. I don't care how you think you can control it, or how much you think you have or don't have. It's about you. This verse is so deep, it makes you want to have double Bible thumper Thursdays. Proverbs 19:11. A person with good sense is patient. And it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. A person with good sense is patient. And it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. Haven't I told you to lay your weapon down? Stop fighting. Really. Stop fighting with the evil in your mind and evil side of others. A person with anger have no sense. They don't have good sense, and they don't have patience. You don't have patience. Think about your anger, how you feel, how you overreact, and what you think during the day, and all that. You're overreacting to your own mind all day long because you think your thoughts are about you. They ain't about you. What the? And then someone comes along and interfere with that. Double trouble. If you had no anger, you would have good sense, and you would be patient. And you will not take offense to what people think about you, say about you. As long as they don't physically hurt you, you will be fine. Really, there will be no responses. And you'll stop responding to the world. If you didn't have anger, you will have good sense and patience. Nobody with anger has patience. Oh, I'm patient a little bit. No, you're not. You're either patient or you're not. You either have good sense or you don't. Angry people do not have good sense. They are mentally ill. And they look like, on the outside, they look normal. They're going to work, or they're going to school, or they do that. But inwardly, they're crazy. They're insecure. They worry. They get lonely. And they cannot stand being alone. An angry person cannot stand alone. They need a crowd. And then they turn on the crowd, and the crowd turns on them. When will you overcome the world and be free? You can be free. When there's you, and there's no good in you or bad, when you don't see yourself as good or bad or right or wrong, the battle is over. Because if you see you're no good, if you see there's no good, you won't have to worry about trying to be bad. Or if you see there's bad, you won't have to worry about trying to be good. If you didn't have no yang, you won't have no yang. It's a yang and yi.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
And what does that mean?
Yin and yang?
Yeah.
It's some Chinese or Indian or something thing.
That's a bad thing?
It looks like two whales diving one over the other, and the other diving underneath it. And means that there's a little bit of darkness in the light and a little bit of light in the darkness, or something like that.
Amazing.
It's about balance.
If you were not in the darkness, you wouldn't need the light. If you were not in the light, you wouldn't need the darkness. Why not just be? Why must you hold on to your anger and you say, oh, well, everybody angry? I can't have nobody has perfect peace. And because you don't know the one with perfect peace, you don't believe it's possible. Proverbs 19:11. A person with good sense is patient. But you ain't got no good sense because you're angry. Angry people and are mentally ill. And you hear about mental illness all the time now, but they tell you it's something else. They call mental illness Asperger. You have Asperger. They don't say you're spiritually evil and you're crazy. Drop the anger, mental illness will no longer exist. Not in you. A person with good sense is patient, and it is to his credit that he overlooks an offense. You don't even think about what others think about you because you know they're evil. That's why they're thinking about you. Why would you think about what evil people think about you? Think about that. A lot of thinking here this morning. Think about and you worry about what evil people say or think about you. And that makes sense to you, huh? If they were not evil, they wouldn't be thinking of you. They would be free because they would have understanding. And understanding is amazing. Above all, get an understanding. Get an understanding. When will you be free? When? If not now, when? Why must you suffer one more minute? If you can see that a thought about you is not about you, you can be dropping right now and be free. But no! Everybody's in prison except baby Jessica's daddy. What a horrible way to live. When I look at the world, it fills me with sorrow. Children today, gonna suffer tomorrow. Oh, what a shame. Such a sad way to live. Who really cares? Who is willing to fight to save a world that is destined to die? Save the children. Why don't you save the babies? It's all about the children, they say, and then they lie. I want to go to New Jersey. Over in hellhole, New Jersey, and talk to Jerome. Jerome, happy White History Month. You're on the air.
Why are you calling New Jersey a hellhole?
Because it's bad in New Jersey.
In terms of what?
Everything. Is that true or not? Maybe I may be getting bad news on television.
You must be thinking of New York and New Hampshire and New Mexico and not New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey is a nice place to live?
Very much so. A lot of people come here to retire.
And what's good about it to live?
Good weather, good food. It's priced pretty good if you're away from New York City. Like, that's where I live at, right across the water. So it's a little expensive up here, but it's a very nice state.
Right on. You live in a white neighborhood?
Yes, I do.
Boy, I'll rest my case then.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Right on, Jerome. Go ahead. What you call about?
So speaking of white neighborhoods, I wanted to call in and talk about White History Month and like what's the purpose of it? Because it's about to be out. It's the 24th today, so it's coming up to an end. And through this whole month, I haven't seen like why you even do this.
Have you ever heard me speak about why we celebrate White History Month?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like, it just sounds like some kind of, I don't see any substance in what you say, not to be disrespectful, but I just don't see it.
Like, meaning what?
That, like, there's no, like, you know, at least for, like, you know, Black History Month, you know, people, they do things there, you know, they'll tell history about, you know, Black people, they'll go out to museums, they'll even have a barbecue or something. They do things.
Oh, you mean
y'all do.
White History Month so far you haven't seen any outdoors events?
No, it doesn't have to be that, but just something like even what's the point of it? I'm just trying to understand because I hear you speak about it every day, and you like try to force people to say to you, you know, Happy White History Month, but then I just don't get it.
Did you say Happy White History Month to me?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't see the point of it yet. Maybe if you say something where I see the point.
Oh, okay.
I just don't.
And do you say Happy Black History to the Black folks?
Can we just talk about White History Month?
I'm just wondering if you say Happy Black History Month to the blacks. But so the reason that we celebrate White History Month, because as you know, it was white men who founded and created the greatest country ever on this side of heaven. And as a result of that, America we're losing America now, but it became an amazing place. But because whites are hated for their goodness, they're trying to erase the white history. So we started white history to remind the generation gone and the generation the generation behind us and the generation to come how amazing America is. Hold on, Jerome. Let me take a quick break. I want to go back to Jerome, and Jerome want to understand the purpose of why do we have White History Month. And Jerome saying, well, I don't see any, I guess, outdoors events. Jerome, are you saying that, I kind of understand now, my staff were reminding me that we don't have barbecues and things like that, like they do on Black History Month. Would that help if we did things like that?
Well, I just wanted to go back to a quick point that you had said before we went
I know,
to
but
break.
answer that for me. Then I'm going back.
No, but I mean, if y'all don't want to have a barbecue, you can have a barbecue. I'm not saying that you can't. I would never say that. But I'm
what
just saying
so when we went on break, I was mentioning one of the reasons amongst many is that if it wasn't for white men, there would be no America. And so the enemy of white people and America are trying to erase white history and replace it with false history. They are tearing down statues and monuments, and they are trying to accuse white people of being racist and all that kind of stuff. And they are replacing it with a false Black history, people of color history. And so we are celebrating white history to remind the people who really founded and created this country so they can maintain a sense of gratitude.
But we have the 4th.
You have before what?
No, we have the 4th of July, which is Independence Day, which reminds us of all those things. Right in the middle, or right at the start of white, or quote unquote, White History Month. Why do we need the month? I don't get that. We already have something for that. Created that's an actual federally recognized holiday.
So you're saying that we only need one day for white history?
Yeah.
No, we need more than one day. America's a big country, and it took a long time for the white men to make it amazing. So we have white history moments and all kinds of things. Have you heard any of the white history moments we had?
Are you talking about during y'all White History Month or just in general?
Like on the show, have you heard us present white history moments? We remind those who have forgotten and introduce to those who don't know about white history. We play sound bites from men who have done amazing things to make this country amazing. Have you heard those things?
Yeah, but I feel like it's divisive.
What do you mean?
Like, we don't... you keep on saying, okay, it's the white people that built this country and it's the white people that made it great. And that's just factually incorrect.
And how is that incorrect?
Because it wasn't just white people. This country is not where it is in 2025 right now if it wasn't for the contribution of every American.
And in what way?
In every way that they decided to make it. I mean, I can't go through every single person, but you know that, I mean, even you say that the black people during your time, you say that black people now destroy, and I generally agree with that, but you said that before that black people built. So how could they build if they didn't help build it?
Well, absolutely. Good point. In the good old days before the civil rights movement, which was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks, except for abortion, black people were independent thinking people. They didn't have black leaders and they didn't hate the white man. And so they added to what was already there. Instead of destroying it, they added to it, but still they added to what the white man had already built. Whereas black people and so-called people of color don't do that anymore. So it's another reason why we must have White History Month, because the blacks don't even remember that at one time they were independent thinking people. They think that they've always relied on other black people or liberal people to think for them and relied on the government.
So you're saying that in White History Month, you'll also be celebrating or recognizing the black people that helped bring the country about?
No, not doing white history. It's just about white folks.
Oh, okay. Okay, my apologies. I thought that's what you were saying. But even then, like, it sounds more like this whole idea for White History Month is kind of just, oh, let me just get back at the Black History Month. Like how people say, black people started saying Black Lives Matter, and then everybody started saying all lives matter. A woman started saying feminism, and then men started saying men's rights history. It doesn't sound organic. It just sounds like you're just trying to go tit for tat with somebody, and I don't really agree with that.
And so they have Mexican history, they have gay history, they have woman history month, they have every other kind of history month except White History Month. Do you have a problem with them having Black history, Mexican history, and all other history month?
Yeah, and I don't try to fight evil with evil either. I mean, if you don't like those, then don't try to tack onto it and bring on another month that we don't need. That doesn't make the situation better. You're only doing exactly what you claim to hate.
So are you
or not
saying...
hate? I know you don't hate. I'm sorry. I know you don't hate, but dislike.
Are you saying that there should be no history month at all?
Exactly. We should erase all of them, every single one.
Including Black History Month?
Including Black history.
Right on. Well, when they do that, maybe then we can stop White History Month. But because they have every month but White History Month, we have no other choice but to have White History Month.
But you do. We all have choices, and you don't have to. Again, you can't fight evil with evil. And just because somebody else is doing evil doesn't mean that you have to do it as well.
I'm not fighting evil with evil. I'm fighting evil with good.
So White History Month is good?
Absolutely.
So you think that Black History Month and Gay History Month and Japanese History Month, you think that's good as well if you think that White History Month is good?
I'm sorry?
I said if you think that Black or White History Month is good, you must think that all of those other history months are good as well.
Well, I don't think of them at all. And
so why,
we are
but you just brought them up in a conversation. You just
we
asked
are
me
overcoming evil with good.
You're not, and I just feel like it's very misguided. And I mean, you say you're trying to unite the races, and this isn't making it any better.
Why is
not
that?
At all.
Why is white history not making it better?
Because it's just pushing the divide. We don't need another white history. We don't
have a White History Month. We have every month but White History Month. We don't have the month of the people. Just think about that, Jerome. Just think about that. We have every month but White History Month. And the white people who built the country so the people of color can have a nice place to come to have a month. And yet we have everything but White History Month. Does that make sense?
Well, white people didn't build this country, Jesse.
Yes,
everybody
who built
it.
No, he didn't.
Everybody built this country.
No, everybody did not build America.
So the slaves and all of the other people that came along, white people incorporated the country, but literally everybody who was here built this country. That's
no, they did. If you mean that, yes, the white man hired some black people and other people to work for them to build the country. That makes sense. You had day labor. That's fine.
But
Is
you're
that what you're
diminishing their
saying?
yeah, but you're diminishing
You're
their
saying that,
contribution.
right?
You're diminishing their contribution.
How
They
is that?
helped everybody, but because everybody helped, and just to say, "Oh, it's white
But
people,
if
white
you
people,
hire
white people."
somebody to work for you, they ain't helping you. They're working for you.
So then don't hire them.
It's not like they're doing it free.
So then don't hire them then.
Why not? We need labor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Jerome.
Yeah.
Someone want to talk to you about, to help explain to you why we need White History Month. Do you want to talk to him?
Sure, I guess.
All right, hold on. Let me get him. Let me go to first time caller Robyn out of Tennessee. First time caller. Robyn, happy White History Month. You're on with Jerome from New Jersey.
Hi, wow. Thanks for taking my call. Happy White History Month.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerome, I appreciate what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying. I just wanted to offer a thought, because the 4th of July is about the Declaration of Independence and how everybody was tired of being controlled by the King of England, right? So that started all that. So you're totally right. But here's just another thought to think about. So after that happened, and then there was the Revolutionary War and all that, then America has been going on for 250 years. So what we have today was not all built and happened on the 4th of July. Everything that happened since the 4th of July has been a progression of Americans, and I hear what you're saying. It's all different people, and I agree with you.
So you
For
do
example,
but why do you agree with him, Robyn, when he's saying it's not true?
But why can't somebody agree with me if it is true? Everybody doesn't have to agree with you.
Hold on, Jerome. Let her finish. I will let you respond. Go
well,
ahead.
I didn't finish what I said. What I agree with him about is that it was a lot of different people that did build America. So people came to America. For example, my great-grandfather emigrated over from Italy, and I also have ancestors that emigrated over from France. Right. So when my great-grandfather arrived, he opened up a shop in Providence, Rhode Island. He had a sundry goods, whatever you want to call it, back in the early 1900s. And then my grandfather started to work for a concrete company, and he laid concrete all through Rhode Island, all through Florida. So it wasn't just either white people or black people that built America. It was all the people. We are Americans. We're not black. We're not white. We're not Italian. We're not Mexican. We're not whatever. We're Americans. So White History Month, to me, I'm really thankful Jesse started it, because it reminded me that our history isn't black and white. It's all Americans that did all different things to make this country amazing.
But it's not
and
American History Month. It's White History Month. You're going
right, but
against
his
exactly
point,
what Jesse is saying, though. This doesn't make any
but
sense.
his point,
I mean, I heard everything about your grandfather and everything.
Let Jerome respond and then come back to you, Robert. Go ahead, Jerome.
Yeah, I understand everything she just said, but she's saying exactly what I'm saying. And so it seems like everybody, but everybody's agreeing with it's Americans. It's not white people, white. It's a bunch of contributions from a bunch of different kind of people. And saying White History Month, I mean, not only is it incorrect, but it's disrespectful to everybody that came before, and it's divisive.
If it wasn't for white people, her folks could not have come here. If it wasn't for white people, your people would not be here. And when they came, the white man gave them a job. Why do you call someone, when you hire someone to build something for you, why do you call that a contribution? That person got paid to do it, and it's the white man who had the know-how to structure that building or that whatever. The builder, the worker didn't know how to do it. He was just following what the white man said do, and he got paid for it. So he is not a contributor.
So then don't hire them, Jesse. If they didn't contribute nothing, then you don't need them. You can do it all yourself.
Robin, is a worker a contributor?
She's going to disagree with you again.
The worker gets paid for what they do. I think
you didn't answer the question, Robin. Are they a contributor?
The worker is not the innovator.
Right.
The worker
are they the contributor?
No.
Robin? Do they contribute?
No, they get paid.
No, can you let Robin answer? Robin, do they contribute?
Oh, too late.
So I agree with Jesse that the worker is not the person that was like, oh, I have this great idea. I'm going to make this new thing.
Right.
I'm going to innovate and move things forward. The worker is the person that says, okay, I'll help you and I'll work for you and I'll make a living doing this job. But there are innovators that change the world, that change the country, that move things forward.
Right. The
worker and those people need to be celebrated.
The worker just, because it's the designer of the building, it's the architect of the building. And so the when you hire somebody, you say, okay, go over there, dig a hole, make it round or make it flat or make it long. And they tell you how to do it. So you're not a what do you call that? Contributor.
You're a contributor.
But
and
you're not. You're a worker.
No. Wait. I agree with that because when people talk about, like, quick example, Apple, you have the guy that invented the iPhone or thought of the idea, but you also need the people to build it. You cannot have one without the other because if you have an idea,
right?
But if you have an idea and nobody to build it, then your idea is crap because it can't come to life anyway. But
that's why you hire people.
Build it, exactly. So
but you're not a contributor. You're a worker.
Okay, so it's semantics then. It doesn't matter which words we use.
No,
everybody contributes.
Jerome,
everybody
I don't
did
think
something.
It's semantics.
It is.
I don't
it
think
is though.
Semantics.
And we're trying too hard to get into the weeds of everything, and it doesn't matter. Black people, white people, every single race, every single creed, every single color, ethnicity contributed to this country.
Why do you think like a communist, Jerome? You thinking like a communist.
You just throwing out insults at this point.
No, I'm just asking. And the reason I'm asking that because you remind me of that man that running in New York, and he a communist, a socialist.
What does that have to do with
because
communism?
You think that a worker, and you say everybody's the same, and a worker is a contributor, and that's not true.
You sound like those people that criticize Trump and they just start throwing out words, fascist, dictator. You don't even know what these words mean. Stop it. Knock it off.
Jerome, so you're not saying that everybody's the same?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that everybody had a part to play. Are you saying
that the worker is just a worker or a contributor?
But you didn't say it. You just called me a communist.
No, I'm asking you, are you saying that the worker is
but
the
why
same
did you just insult me, though?
Jerome, are you saying that the worker is the same as the person who hired the worker?
Yes.
How are they the same?
No. I'm not talking about saying. We don't have to sit here and compare people. I'm saying both parties need each other. You don't understand that? Is that hard for you? Don't understand that you need James and Joel, and you need the anchor baby just as much as they need you.
You call them a contributor, though.
Okay, semantics. You want to get bogged down to the details that don't matter.
Jerome, it's not Samantha.
It is.
A worker is just a
you're
worker.
Trying to deflect. Okay.
Go ahead, Robin.
So then fire your
Robin. Hold on, Jerome. Go ahead, Robin.
So I didn't mean to argue with him, but I think he's trying to use Apple as an example, company Apple. So Steve Jobs founded that company in competition with Bill Gates, right? So however you feel about them personally and their politics to the side, they were brilliant men. They were both white men.
Right on.
The things that they did moved technology forward to such a degree that the entire world we live in is a totally different world than what it was before those two men invented these products, invented the computer
With the help of
software. Jerome, you got to open your mind, man. You're not.
I understand. I
you're
already
stuck.
agree with you, but you're taking away the contributions of everybody in that company.
It's
And
not
my
a
point to
contribution.
Jesse- okay.
The
So what is
workers
it? Okay.
didn't
So if it's
come
not a
into play
contribution,
until
then what
that
is it?
stuff
And
had
can you
to be
just give me a word for it then?
manufactured. They didn't think of it.
Right.
The quote unquote workers didn't think of any of that. Those
Okay,
men
so-
worked on those. Jerome, listen.
No.
Those
You already
men
made your
worked
point.
on those
And if you don't
products
feel like
for
they're contributors,
years
then
and
it doesn't
years
really
and
matter.
years before there was anybody else involved. Those men
Okay.
worked and developed those ideas and those products for years before there was a single other person involved. They
Yeah,
maybe
that's
had
great,
two or
but
three
they
others.
didn't build the
Hey,
product.
Jerome,
they
one
just
last
thought of
quick
it.
point about that. They said the Indians were here before the white man got here, right? But just think about it. All the thing the Indian was doing was sitting out there in the woods smoking pot. They weren't doing. they weren't even
Well,
contributing.
I wasn't talking about the Indians. I was talking about
They weren't
everybody
even
else.
contributing or anything. And they
That's-
had this big old country. They could have done amazing things, but they just smoke pot. And then the white man comes along and he take nothing and create it into amazing thing. So isn't that amazing?
I do. I
Yes.
love this country, and I'm a proud patriot and citizen, but I'm proud because of everybody and all of our
I don't know why
contributions.
you're proud of everybody. They ain't doing nothing but destroying. But let me ask you, Ron. Let me ask. Do you love white people?
No.
You don't love white people?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't love any group of people.
Why don't you love white people?
I don't love white people, just not specific to white people. I just don't love any group of people. If
And
you
why
would, I'm
don't
black.
you? Why is that you do not love white people?
I just told you because I don't love any group of people.
So you love no one.
No, I love people. Like I love my family, I love my friends. But
If
I
you
just
don't love
white
all,
people.
you love none. You know you love your family if you don't love all.
Now, where'd you get that from, Jesse?
The word.
The word ain't
It's
never
in
said
the word.
that. And you know that.
Either you
Yeah,
love
you know the word ain't
all,
never said that.
Either you love all or you love not. Robin and Jerome, thank you all so much. Amazing.
Bye, Jesse. Thank you.
All right. Happy White
Thank
History
you.
Month.
Happy White History Month.
Happy White History, Jerome.
Thank you.
You ain't gonna say it back.
Happy White History Month, Jesse.
Right on, but I gotta take a break. The hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. I don't know how this deal that I'm about to play for you going to turn out, and I don't know what the real deal is because I wasn't there, but I do know, or I believe this guy's being used, whether it's voluntarily or involuntarily. It's all about the emotion. ABC 7, William McNeil Jr., the 22. Some of you may remember we played this video the other day of this black guy, the police down there in Florida, and the police was telling him to get out your car and all that. He was talking about what the law, a bit all stupid. And one get out, they had to break into the car, or all that kind of amazing stuff. William McNeil Jr., 22-year-old Florida man whose violent arrest by the Jacksonville sheriff deputy was caught on a new video viral, or now was caught in a now viral video. Watch this from ABC 7.
The man seen in the viral video of a traffic stop and violent arrest in Jacksonville is now speaking out. He's accusing Jacksonville police of violating his civil rights, but the sheriff's office argues that cell phone video doesn't tell the whole story.
He's seen on video captured on his cell phone during this traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida. And now William McNeil Jr. is speaking out for the first time about the incident from February that's now gone viral.
And I know I didn't do nothing wrong. I was really just scared.
In the video, the
I was just so
22-year-old
scared.
asks why he was stopped. Officers saying because his headlights were off.
There's no rain. It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Police say McNeil refused to exit the vehicle.
Can you call your supervisor?
You see the sheriff's deputy break the window and punch McNeil. He's pulled out of the car and dragged to the ground as he's placed under arrest. McNeil says the incident left him with a chipped tooth and wounds requiring 9 stitches.
Just see that video made me go back to the moment when I was 22. It hurted. This was a classic case of driving while black.
See why they want you to be emotional? They want you to be angry. This pays off. Not in a good way, but in their mind, it's a good way. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but I do see this guy sitting in the car. The police try to get him out. Why would you sit in a car when the cops is telling you to get out and the cops got to break your window and you just sitting there looking stupid? Why? And let's say the cops are wrong. There's a right way to deal with this. Why didn't this guy decide to do it the right way? Okay, my lights weren't on or whatever it was. Police say the now viral video tells only a part of the story. Watch this.
But police say that video tells only part of the story. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office releasing multiple angles of police body camera footage.
Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window.
No, bro, I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters says multiple levels of supervision have reviewed the video and have determined the officer's actions were not criminal.
Social media is not reality. One video clip, devoid of context, can be very misleading.
Police say they found a knife and marijuana inside the car. McNeil is facing multiple charges, including resisting arrest without violence, as well as driving with a suspended license.
Amazing, huh? So the father, I guess that was the father, said, "Oh, remind me when I was 21." Did the father do the same thing? Like father, like son, huh? And was Benjamin Crump, ambulance chaser, would he be using this boy if this boy had done the right thing? Whatever the right thing was. Get out of the car, do whatever their report. Would they be able to say this is classic case of racism or whatever he said? Evil people need you to be emotional. They use you for personal gain, finance, and perceived power. Isn't that amazing? And they got black cops there too. When will you know it's fair if they got black cops and white cops? You got black police telling you, no, it's not what you're saying it is. This is what happened. And you still want to use racism and police brutality and all that. It's about the money when they use people. When will you, as an individual, wake up? And what will it take you to come out of your hell? Jesus went down and he set you free. They set you free. He set you free. And yet you still live in hell. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. And you can't go around it. You can't go from side to side of it. You got to go straight through your misery, which is hell, your anger, your insecurity, your revenge, your hatred, your evil heart. This is what black people are being used for. An example of it. That's why they won't let the word slavery go. And they won't let the word racism go. What would they do if they couldn't use those words anymore? The hustlers, what would they do? If all men were free, all men and women, it should be known, we're talking about women too. If all were free, what would people like these hustlers do with their lives? What would they do? And why no one is telling this guy, why do you just get out of the car, buddy? As it looked like, according to that what we just had, I don't know if they had drugs and stuff in the car. No wonder you want to get out, if that's true. And now they're letting him pretend that he's innocent, if it's true what happened. Allegedly. Because they want you to vote for them. They don't want you to redistrict the community because that means that they don't have enough people of color in there. They're not going to vote for them. I've been told that blacks die in car accidents at a rate above twice their share of car owners. That's from John Lott in the New York Post. 888-7753-773. But you know what? It's up to you. You can have the life you want. You know, before I go to the callers, I'm looking at the clock here. I have this one other soundbite I want to give you really fast. And I've been telling you that crime in California, L.A., and Orange County now. Orange County, y'all need to know, was a white, beautiful, everybody wanted to live area at one time. And of course, the children of the lie, those that hate America, they had to destroy it. They are working night and day to destroy beautiful Orange County, California. They don't want it to be safe and beautiful and nice to live. And as a result, crime over in Orange County, out of control. Out of control. Fox 2 is reporting, and Oakland man has been arrested for his alleged role in a $1 million jewelry store robbery in Sacramento. And I guess this guy's been caught, but there's still other suspects on the run. Watch this from Fox 2.
In the middle of the day on July 6th, 9 suspects, they robbed Kadeem Jewelers right here on Stockton Boulevard. And with one of those suspects now in custody, the search continues for the remaining thieves.
They had a very direct purpose, and they were in there for less than a minute.
On July 6th, 9 suspects stormed Kadeem Jewelers in the middle of the day with multiple customers inside.
They had one person kind of buzz in as a customer. That person held the door open while everybody else flooded in.
The group pepper sprayed a security guard, smashed display cases, and made off with about $1 million in jewelry.
They were pretty well planned, pretty smart about this. They had 2 cars staged outside. Those guys got in, got out, and drove away really quick.
Deputies arrived within minutes, but the suspects were already gone. That's where the investigation began.
Gathering every little bit of evidence they can.
Detectives eventually identified 30-year-old Leo Smith of Oakland as one of the suspects. He was arrested in Hayward with a loaded gun and now faces additional firearm charges. But up to 8 suspects remain at large.
Amazing, huh? Before I go back to the callers, it's Black Friday. And I want to know what's wrong with the blacks. I can tell you already, they got to drop the anger. They got to forgive their mothers and return to the fathers. That's the only thing that's wrong with them. They are asleep and don't know it. And there are black men and women who are starting to wake up. They hear this. They hear, wow, I do have anger with my mother. I can't speak up to her. My mother is not a queen. My mother ain't everything. And once they see it for themselves, they are waking up. Really. I hear it all the time from black men and women. But for those who are not doing it, they are out of control. Out of control, folks. Here's a perfect example of it out of WSYX. People renting from Runaway Bay apartment near Grandview Heights turned to ABC6 after seeing their community become a magnet for pop-up parties, crime, and trespassing. Watch this.
New tonight, some neighbors are dealing with a crisis in their apartment community near Grandview Heights. They called 6 on Your Side for help because they say crime is taking over and hundreds of strangers are too.
Oh, absolutely, Jessica. Just imagine hundreds of people taking over this apartment complex who don't live here and don't pay rent, partying at the pool, the beach, and even the parking lot. Neighbors who do pay rent say they're concerned for their safety after even hearing gunshots earlier this month. At first glance, the Runaway Bay apartments seem like a dream, a picturesque landscape nestled on one of these Scioto quarries.
The gate is not locked. It is a free-for-all for whoever wants to come in and out of this place.
But some people who call it home say it's become a living nightmare.
I've had my kayak stolen, my paddleboard stolen, I've had my car broken into, but yet we can't talk to the trespassers.
Carrie Cassidy has been renting here for a long time and says crime is only the start of the problems. There's a dangerous and disturbing trend happening involving pop-up events where hundreds of strangers take over the property, including the pool, the parking lot, and the quarry beachfront. All of this on private property where they don't live or pay rent. The front gate has been broken for months, with people pouring in day and night with no control.
Now you see why white people don't want you in their neighborhoods. This is all you ever bring. Really. And then when something goes wrong, you go get a black lawyer to help you sue them. Renters say they have been harassed and threatened. Watch this.
I'm paying $1,400 in rent here. These people come in here and they act like they own the place. We get harassed, we get threatened with guns, with knives. We've had a shooting here just a week ago at our pool.
This surveillance video shows those shots ringing out at the pool earlier this month.
I was worried about my mom because she was right there. She lives right across from the pool. I was scared to death for her. I was calling her, making sure she was okay.
Renters wanting to stay off camera say there needs to be more security, accountability, and oversight.
Been threatened to have my butt kicked by men, by women. Had women who have literally had their children running around this parking lot unattended.
And take a look at this scene in the parking lot on Tuesday night. Hundreds of random people partying in the parking lot. Why is this allowed? Neighbors say the police, AG's office, and code enforcement claim it's all on the property owners to make things right.
This is you have a legal right to a peaceful environment to live in. And it's the management's responsibility to provide that.
That is so true. Why doesn't the manager do something about it? White people, black people, listen. White people don't want your mess. White people just want a first-class life. That's why they move near the beach. That's why they have the little own boat. They don't want to be in your mess. And here you come, turning their area into a ghetto. What's wrong with you that you don't know something is wrong with that? Why is it that everywhere you go, you got to turn beauty into darkness, light into darkness? Why? Those black people know they should not be on that property. And then carrying on like that, on turning these people's neighborhood into a hood. Think about that. But the property owner are responsible for making sure that this doesn't happen. Lock it down, have police security around, have these people arrested. Why are they allowing these blacks to do this? This is ridiculous. And you're paying all that money for white first-class life, and then this is what you get. And think about it. White people can't even go on a cruise anymore, and white people love cruising on a Sunday afternoon. They can't even go on cruises now because they started letting the black people come out and go on a cruise, and they fight. They carry on just like that. Some people suggested that Columbus, Ohio best suburb, Grandview Heights. Oh, that's the best suburb? And because it's white, that's why. A couple of things to say about this. Number one, the black people know that they should not be doing this. They don't care. They don't care about each other, and they care about no one. That's why they just go and they shoot. They party in your property, and if you say something, you're a racist. And now they want to sue saying that you were discriminated against them. They ain't gonna get out of the car. White people, now you can't go on a cruise because they come in, they're gonna fight. You can't be on the airplane, they're gonna fight on the airplane. Now you can't buy a house by the beach. You can't rent a house. There they come. Not to make it better, but to destroy everything that's good. This is what happened to South Africa.